This is a set I've been excited to talk about, so let's get into it. I'm going to do a review on LEGO Star Wars set 75372, the Clone Trooper and Battle Droid Battle Pack. Honestly, I love the box art on this set straight away. It's really good. You've got on the back of the box a little more detail. It shows these flick fire missiles, which I'm so happy have returned because I grew up with those. Long before we had stud shooters and those spring-loaded launcher missiles. But we've got an STAP, which reminds me of the old 2010 polybag style. I think the speeder looks really short, and it's weird that there's slots for 2 blasters on the back, but I won't read into much detail with it. The barricade looks cool, the spider droid I don't know what it's called, but that looks cool. And it's nice to have some new molds for the Super Battle Droids. A, we haven't had those Super Battle Droid figures in a really long time, but B, these new molds are meant to be more durable as the old ones did break. I never personally had any of them break, but I've heard a lot of people talking about how they broke, so I'll assume that it was a common issue. Otherwise, this set has a really cool character list. It comes with a nice selection of figures, and it's a good price. You're getting 4 Clone Troopers and 5 Battle Droids for about $25. It's pretty good. So I'm going to crack one of these open, and we're going to talk about it. Just built the first part of the set. You actually come up with 3 bags. The first bag will have the speeder and your white clone troopers in. The second bag is going to have your battle droids, your shock trooper and your STAP in. And then it looks like the third bag is going to have your big Power Walker thingy. But before I continue any further with building this set, I've just been drinking a lot of this, and I want to remind you guys that I am actually sponsored by POGGERS. POGGERS is a hydration brand that creates a bunch of different supplements to help you get through your day. They have a sleep formula line, which includes melatonin, as well as an energy formula line, which includes caffeine, and a hydration formula line, which is the same as the caffeine line, just without the caffeine. There is 0 fat, there is 0 sugar, they're stuffed to the brim with vitamins, and they taste absolutely delicious. So, if you want to support the channel, go to poggerslifestyle.com and use code Davey, because that will get you 10% off, but also it helps me being able to fund videos like this, because the LEGO channel is probably the most expensive out of all the channels I run. Go to the link in the description, go to poggerslifestyle.com, use code Davey to get that 10% off, and back to the video. Actually, in the middle of building this, I discovered something really weird. Let me show you the bags, okay? That says 2017. I'll show you another one. This is bag 2. Don't know if you can see that. That says 2017. And you know what? To prove that this isn't fake, I have just pulled out some more bags. Oh, okay, the third bag has a different date, but it's still incredibly similar. Don't know if you can read that. It says 2018. Come on, focus. There you go, 2018. I don't know why these bags are dated to 2017 and 2018. And not 1, but 2 instruction manuals later. Yep, some reason they split it into 2. And they're impossible to hold, apparently. 2 instruction manuals later, it's done. I've built my walker, my battle pack, all the stuff that there is to build. I'm going to go through all of it now. The first thing I noticed actually is that while building the walker, there's actually this really pretty coloured purple piece on the inside, which I have no idea why it's there, but it looks good. I've never seen a piece in that colour before, so that might actually be unique to this set. The only other themes I'd expect to find it is something like Marvel or Dreams, but since I haven't seen it before, I'm going to say for now that that's unique to this set. So if you want to get that unique little piece, you can pick it up in this set, which is pretty cool. I also have no idea what this set is meant to be based off, because the box art looks like it's based off the Clone Wars movie. It's that same planet that they're on, it's got the same droids that are on it, but instead of being Phase 1 clones, they're Phase 2. And they're Super Battle Droids, which I don't remember being on the planet. Actually, they might have been. Yeah, I think they were, actually. I think that's just me being silly. There was Super Battle Droids on the planet, but that's still the wrong type of Clone Trooper armor, so I'm not sure what this is meant to be based off, but it's still a really cool battle pack. When it first came out, everyone was comparing it to the old 2007 battle pack that came with 2 white Clone Troopers. I should probably put my mic back over so you guys can hear me better. Everyone was comparing it to the old 2007 Battle Pack, which came with 2 white clone troopers, a yellow clone trooper, and a red clone trooper. And although I think that would have been cool, that's not what they did. It's just 3 white clone troopers and 1 red one. But even stranger, the red one that comes in the set, which I'll put spinning on screen now, it's not an officer, it's the normal assault trooper style. Now I can understand if they don't want to make an assault and a captain and a heavy and a specialist of every single battalion, but they did it with the 501st, and this would have been a good point to put shock troopers in an officer style, but they didn't, which is strange to me, especially since he's equipped with micro binoculars and a pistol, which is the equipment that the officer uses in Star Wars Battlefront 2. So it's a really strange decision from LEGO to keep the assault trooper. I feel like they should have just given him a normal pistol and not a binocular, but it's something that they decided to do. And you know what? He still looks good. It's still a good quality figure. You can just swap out the accessories, so I'm still quite happy with that. And the other thing I'm quite happy about is that they made an easy way to get these characters, because this guy, before this battle pack, was only available in the Coruscant Guard gunship. And if you want to do some army building and fill that gunship with a bunch of these clones, you would have had to buy multiple gunships. But now you can just buy a bunch of these battle packs and you can fill up that gunship. And not just that, but this was actually a poly bag in the magazine a few months back. So all in all, I think it's pretty cool that they gave us an easier way to do it. I don't know if this was the right set to do it in, but I'm happy that they did either way. Let's move on and talk about the white clone troopers. These are this month's poly bag actually, which is what makes it a perfect time to talk about this magazine. But I really like the printing on them, I like the style, the quality of them is good. Everything about these figures is good quality, it's what LEGO's good at. I don't think LEGO's ever messed up with LEGO Star Wars, I think they've always done this pretty well. They haven't messed up before and they're not messing up now, so well done to LEGO, it's a very good quality. You get 3 of these guys, 2 of them come with the smaller pistols and 1 comes with a longer one with a little attachment on the end. And they all look pretty good, you know, I can't complain about the Clone Trooper collection at all. Moving on, we do get this little barricade for the Clone Troopers. It's actually kind of interesting because it uses these shield pieces. And it also uses this kind of stud shooter turret on the top. I think it's quite a good piece, it's a lot more powerful than the old one was. It's kind of strange that it uses a flat stud instead of a full stud now. But that's just like such a minor detail, it's not worth complaining about. Things change, and maybe that's what makes this one more efficient. The fact that it's a flat stud instead of a full stud, maybe that affects the balance of it and allows it to fire longer, I don't know. But either way, this is still a really cool little accessory. And then we get the actual speeder itself, which I think looks pretty good. It reminds me of the old 2007 speeder. There is no turret attached onto the back, so for that you'd have to take 2 of the rifle pieces and put that onto there. But you know what? That's the exact same thing they had to do with this 2007 one. So we didn't complain about it then, we're not going to complain about it now. The use of pieces on the front to give it that shape is really, really creative, and I think it looks really good. It does look a bit short from the back, but otherwise I think this is a pretty cool build. Let's move on to the Separatists, shall we? The set does actually come with some spare Battle Droid arms, which is fantastic, because they always break. But also, to be honest, so do the heads and the legs, and at that point they're just giving us spare figures, so there's a limit to how many spare pieces they can give us. But it does give you a couple spare arms, which is pretty good, because when those bad boys break, guess what? You've got a couple new ones to replace them with so you don't lose out on figures in your collection. But speaking of things breaking, we have the new Super Battle Droid. Now, they remodeled this because apparently the old one was breaking a lot. I don't think this one will. I don't remember the old one breaking. I didn't have any experiences with it, as I said earlier, but I looked online and enough people had this issue where I think you can consider it a common problem. But the new figure, it looks secure, it feels secure. Hopefully the breaking issues that the old figure had, it's not going to be a problem anymore. You do get 3 of these Super Battle Droids and 2 of these regular Battle Droids. Speaking of, let's talk about the STAP build for a minute, because I love the way that this looks. It reminds me of the old 2010 poly bags. It also reminds me of the one that we got in 2007 in this Battle Droid Battle Pack, which was to go against the 2007 Clone Trooper Battle Pack. That's a mouthful. But it looks pretty good. I like the detail they've done to it. They've managed to use the pieces really well to make it look really good. Honestly, there's not much to say about it. It's a small build, but it looks good, and I'm happy with it. And it does come with this transparent stand, so that you can set it up, it's standing in your display, and you don't have to like balance it on its end to try and stand it up somewhere. Speaking of balance, this was the bit that I wasn't so sure about, but it does have a lot more security than expected. So I'm going to talk about the Utapau Dry Walker Droid thingy-mabob. I don't know what else to call it. I'm sure this has an actual name, I just can't think of it off the top of my head, so I'm sure that when I'm editing this I'm going to be slapping myself and putting it on text on the screen again and again and again and again and again. But I like the return of the flip fire missiles. I grew up with those, it's a nice nostalgia effect, I love that. The head looks really good. I like what they've done with the arms, using these 1x1 tiles to have the eyes on it. I like the coloured piece that we get on the inside. It's very unique, it's very pretty, it's a nice colour. And honestly, the legs I was unsure about, because as I was building them I thought, I don't think this is going to be very secure, I think it's going to fall apart a lot. But you know what, it seems to have pretty good stability, so I can't complain about that. Only thing I will complain about is the head of it, right here. Honestly, I'm trying to let go of it. There you go. I'm gonna really quickly pull my hand away so you can see the stability. You ready? Ready? That was nearly instant. The top of the head on this droid has no stability. It's not gonna sit on it ever. I can't pull my hand away fast enough to show its lack of stability as it holds onto it. It just has no grip whatsoever. So the head of this droid is going to fall apart a little bit, but the simple solution, just don't pick it up by the head. Problem solved. But other than that, it's a pretty good build. It looks good, it'll make a great display piece. Honestly, can't complain. So overall, what are my thoughts of this set? You get a good selection of figures, you get some nice simple builds, most of it feels quite secure, and you get a good value as well. This is probably one of our best value battle packs that we've had for a few years. So my overall opinion, I think this is a pretty good set. I think LEGO's done pretty well with this one. And I can understand why people are saying that this is one of the best battle packs that we've had in years. And you know what? I think this might be. I think this might be the best battle pack that we've had in quite a few years. Obviously, because I grew up with it, I'm always going to love the 2007 battle packs, and I'm always going to love the 2011, 2013 ones. But you know what? I want to hear what you guys think. So in the comments below, if you've got this battle pack, let me know what you think of it. And if not, then you should pick it up. It's affordable, it's a good value. I really don't know what else to say about this. This is... If you're interested in collecting LEGO Star Wars, this is one of the sets to get. Otherwise, I'm going to end this video off here. So thank you very much for watching, and again, please go to POGGERSlifestyle.com, pick something up, and use code Davey to get 10% off, because it really helps out this channel, and it helps me to continue making these videos for you guys. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.